Hey, check out the latest episode of Foxborough Rush. Keegan Stiefel and I run through the scenarios for the Patriots picking number 4 overall in the draft, how we see the top 3 going, and what they can do at 4. Stick and pick, trade back, just continue to get assets, and who we think they can end up with. We also rehash and revisit some of the comments made about Michael Lombardi and his support for Mike Vrabel as head coach of the Patriots and what that means. We go through general manager candidates to possibly lead the Patriots front office. And finally, we talk about Drake May, his big proposal. Congrats to him. And also why people that were worried about him missing the introductory presser and locker room cleanout day should just relax and not really worry. That's Foxborough Rush, wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime, iHeart, and Pandora. You could also watch all our podcasts on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. And if you're watching on Nesson's YouTube page, hit the subscribe button as well. Now, let's get to Hold My Banner. What's up? Welcome in. How we doing? It's Hold My Banner right here on Nesson. I'm George Bilecki. My man, Ountae Campbell, as you know, is always joining me on the show as well. Let's bring him right in right now. Tay, always good being back on Banner talking hoop with you, my man. How we doing?
I'm doing great, George. And you know why I'm doing great? Because as I told you on the Christmas episode, I wish for highlight dunks. Now, while one of them didn't count, Ja Morant dunked on Wemby last night. That didn't count, but it's all over my Twitter feed. And then I got a Zach Edey, which I know Travis would love. You know, he's probably mad that he can't be here to yell at me and tell me about how Zach Edey's the next coming of Jesus right now. So I'm excited about that. The highlight dunk is back. Zach Edey also dunked on Wemby, and his did count. Another count that I've been kind of paying attention to, George.
What's that?
Is the NBA All-Star, actually. So the third installment of the fan vote has finally came out. You can see here on your screen. This is the Eastern Conference right now. You see Giannis is up there at the top with Jayson Tatum and Karl Anthony Towns. Those are the 3 that will probably end up getting in. LaMelo Ball, Donovan Mitchell up there up top for the guards. And then as we switch over to the Western Conference here, I say that we got a couple other guys. We got Jokic, we got LeBron, we got KD for the front court on the left side, and then we got SGA and Steph Curry leading the guards with Luka Doncic trailing behind. Obviously, Luka's hurt. He probably won't have the opportunity to play in this All-Star game. They're hoping that he'll be back before All-Star game does start. I don't know if they'll let him play in it just because of his injury, but it is exciting to see that All-Star basketball is almost here, and teams like the Celtics probably do need a little bit of an All-Star break.
I mean, how they're playing right now, they can. You know where my eyes go to in all this voting, and we got time?
Yeah.
Jimmy Harden, why is he ahead of John De'Aaron Fox, bro? Like, what's your beef with James, bro? What's your beef, bro? This is why All-Stars are not, like, the fan vote and all that. It's not serious.
But here's the thing, though, all right? Okay, so what we understand about the fan vote is 50%
right?
of the voting, right? And then the NBA current players get another 25% of the voting, and then the media, not you and I, we're not big enough just yet. We, get a vote and get 25% of the votes, so that makes up the full 100%. So this won't definitely guarantee who's getting in or being a starter. Just because you're not in these 40 people that were listed here doesn't mean that you're not going to be an all-star at all, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to necessarily be a starter. So we'll see what happens.
It's we'll see. That's exactly it. Like you mentioned, Luka's injured. He's dealing with that calf. It sounds like he's going to be out like multiple weeks. We'll see how it affects all the voting for him.
Right.
I just want people to wise up, man. And you know what? I'm not going to sweat. He's down there at 6. He's not 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Bygones be bygones. As long as my guy SGA is up there, I'm cool with it all.
Yep.
All right, Tay, we'll bring you back in a moment, man. We know we're doing this show, Hold My Banner, right on the heels of the Celtics' continued struggles. I mean, they're 7-7 over their last 14 games, which goes back to, mid-December, late December, right before Christmas. Their losses: Bulls, Magic, 76ers, Pacers, Thunder, Sacramento Kings, and then the Raptors. The Raptors 110-97. It was ugly. Last time these two teams met, the difference was 54 points, with them beating Toronto. Because the teams they beat, the Bulls, the Pacers, the Raptors, the T-Wolves, the Rockets, the Nuggets, the Pelicans. And keep in mind, now the Celtics over a long stretch have gone 7-7. They've still won 5 of their last 7 games. But it's a loss to Toronto that's ugly. Look, when they made their run and finally got that banner 18, there's nothing more taxing than a championship run. Mentally, emotionally, physically. And right now, what I feel like it is for the Celtics is the mentals of it all. It is the fact that you have to have this laser sharp type focus where you have your key guys like Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Jrue Holiday, who have all played 120 plus games between last season and so far into this season as they hit game 40. That is the 70 or so they played in the regular season, the 19 max they played in the postseason on the way to the title run, and the 40 or so games they could have played so far. It's a lot of basketball, and it's a lot of basketball when you're getting everybody's best. When you are the team that has been the Celtics, you are the team that has been hyped up, and now you're the team coming in with a target on your back because everyone wants to give you their best, time in and time out. Look, they beat the Raptors and Toronto by 54 last time they played. They held them to 71. And they let up 110 in this one. They only scored 15 points in the fourth quarter. Jayson Tatum didn't have a shot. But it's also the dominance that the Raptors had in the paint. I mean, they had 18 shots around the rim. Like around the rim, not in the paint alone, around the rim. Like no one should be getting there. And also, this is a team that you see the struggles. And when I point out the mentals, Derek White, his plus minus was minus 29. He only played 21 minutes. That's Joe Mazzulla talent. Get off. Not your night. You're in some slump. It's all good. You're in some funk. Because I talk about the mental, emotional, and physical toll of all this. It's a fact. It's affecting the Celtics' overall game. Last time I've spoken about their three-point shooting was early on into the season, and I know it's a small sample size, but from the start of this season to the eve of December 19th, they were averaging 52 threes a night. And they were better than their opponents when you equal in their defense and what they were hitting, shooting 37% from deep. They were 6.5 threes better than their opponent. Every time they walked into an arena, they were automatically up 19, 20, 21 points. The last 14 games, 44 attempts. They're not hitting at the same clip. They're not defending the perimeter at the same clip. And they went from making 19 threes a game to only 15 a night right now. And that's a big difference when you live and die by the three. And how the Celtics are, it's a law of averages is how they live, right? Where people will watch, the game against the Grizzlies. Attempted all those threes, weren't hitting them. It wasn't their night. Go, what are they doing? Over a 7-game series, when they're familiar with the opponent, they're going to make more threes than they miss. They're going to win more games than they lose over a 7-game series. It's what they did last season. With the one-offs and the losses that they had in the playoffs, was the opponent being hot and catching fire, and their shooters just being cold. It was Miami, it was Cleveland, and it was Dallas. That was it. 3 losses in the postseason. That's how it went down for them. But if you look at their last 4 losses, they're outshot by 3 by the Thunder and the Kings, not the Raptors. Again, that was concerning. And this was game 40 of this season, but the 10th game with the starting lineup of Jrue Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis. If you sub in Al Horford for Porzingis with the other same 4, their offensive rating's pretty much the same. Better by 0.7. It's the same. Their defensive rating is better by 34. The defensive rating of that 5 on the floor is not cutting it. And it is in a way of Porzingis, and when he was brought in a pick and roll, the conflict that he gives to offenses, he's still spacing the floor, but defensively is more of a rim protector than a perimeter defender. And it's fine. Because again, when you have Tatum, Brown, White, and Holiday on there, those big wings, the versatile forwards and guards that they are, they can defend the perimeter, but it's affecting the Celtics on the most important end of the floor. It's been lapses in focus, what they've seen. It's been lapses in just overall determination. And this is when it turns up for Joe Mazzulla. What I heralded about him when they made their run last season, one of the top 10 most historic and offensively efficient seasons we've ever seen in the NBA, he had them locked in from game 1 to game 82, from postseason game 1 to postseason game 19. He had them show up. That's the toughest battle in the NBA. Can you get guys to buy in? Can you get them to show up? Can you make sure they don't tune you out? And can you get them to perform to their peak? Because all these guys at this level on every single team, no matter how bad the Blazers may be, no matter how bad the Raptors may be, they can all hoop. They can all make it happen. And he's gotten them to show up. But now what do you do? It's more than the sayings. It's more than watching the town. It's how do you get this team to lock in? And again, with the amount of games that they have played, Jaylen Brown, in the loss to the Raptors, his 122nd game since the start of last season. Jayson Tatum, his 130th. Drew Holiday, his 122nd. Derek White, his 130th. Kristaps Porzingis, his 84th. He wasn't there for much of the playoff run. We know when he made his return, and then he got injured again. And with all of this, where I go, well, they've, at least won 5 of their last 7. But the stretch is a red flag because as you see the teams that were playing, the Bulls, the Raptors, the Nuggets in this with all their struggles, the Pelicans. Next coming up on their West Coast trip, let's start here though. They have the Magic, the Hawks, then they go on the West Coast. Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, Mavericks, Rockets. All of those teams are playoff teams. Yes, Golden State I know is like the 10th in the West, but that's playing. They're in the postseason. And when your West Coast trip starts out there, where the Warriors game will be the 3rd in the last 4 days, the Lakers will be the second half of a back-to-back coming off a game against the Clippers, and then the Rockets game at the end will be their 4th game in 6 days, all on the road, mind you. That's when this all stacks up. So 7-7, their last 14 isn't terrible. It's not the Celtic standard of basketball. It is 500 basketball. Winning 5 of their last 7 is significant. But when it gets to these stretches, that's when the test begins. And that's when, again, what NBA coaching is all about. Can Joe Mazzulla get these guys to correct themselves? Can Joe Mazzulla get these guys to buy back into their focus? And it comes to, defensively, just the miscues that they've made. We've seen them leaving guys wide open for 3 who miss and then another chance, an offensive rebound. We've seen them allow guys into the paint. We've seen it with the Jayson Tatum. Everyone's talking about the moment. Scotty Barnes, not afraid. And this is what you get. Scotty Barnes getting in Jayson Tatum's face and clapping. What did Jayson Tatum do? Scotty Barnes defensively. Tatum blew right by him and then blew the layup. It's focus. It's hard to focus in mid-January. It's hard to focus every game when you've played 40. It's hard to focus every game when you're going to play 82. But the Celtics need to. I believe in this team that they can when they will need to. I believe in this team at game 40 is not the same team at game 82. In structure as well. Because Brad Stevens, he's still adding. He's still scheming how to add. They're not done putting this roster together to repeat as champions. They know that there's limited time on the construction of this team. When the second apron comes down, you look at these big contracts, you see the luxury tax, let alone the penalties they're going to have to pay as repeaters. Makes it really hard to keep a team like this. They know it's now or never for this team. They know it's now or never for the Celtics to repeat. They could get other rings, but repeating, that's different. And when it comes down to that, like blowing a layup, blowing by a defender, the lack of focus that we see. Game 40 is not game 82, and it's hard to show up in that mid-January, but stuff can turn sideways. This team has the leadership, they have the experience, they have the exposure to success that they've had, where they know when they're playing good basketball, when they're playing the right defense, when they are focused and hustling, and also when they buy in day to day that it will pay off. They just have to get to that end point. Let's bring my boy Tay back in. Because Tay, man, when I was seeing all this happening with the Raptors, it had me worried. Yeah. And that's where I think it's the Raptors. It's one of the worst teams in the league, a team that can barely break 100 on most nights. The Celtics only allowed 71 against them. Where does it go from here? They're going to correct it. It's just ugly at this point.
Yeah, it is ugly. I was obviously over here writing notes as I always do as you were speaking. And the things that worry me the most is that at the end of this game, the Raptors decided to go to Twitter and post a shamrock and a picture of Brandon Jennings, and that's it with his hands up laughing. I am tired of the Celtics being the butt of everyone's jokes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of, them continuously getting disrespected and continuously have to prove themselves. But when you look at these 2 of these last 3 games, you lose to a lowly Kings team. Mm-hmm. You lose to a lowly Raptors team. People are going to make fun of you for that. And they should, because you are the champs. It is disrespectful that you're allowing the Kings to walk in the TD Garden and take your heart. It's embarrassing that you allow the Pelicans to be right there. Right there. CJ McCollum has a great look, and he just misses it off the glass to take your heart once again in TD Garden. And then you go on the road against a team that you beat by 50, as you brought up. 50. Not 40, not 30, not 20, not 10. 50. And you go back out there.
Yeah.
And you lose? And you let Jakob Poeltl go 100% from the field with a double-double? That's concerning. Mm-hmm. My concern with this team right now is the fact that they will not stop physical inside battling bigs. Mm-hmm. They have had trouble with that. When it's Zion, okay, he's 6'6". They can do that. 5 for 15. You go ahead, Zion. Do it. But when they got a Domantas Sabonis, when they got a Joel Embiid, even when he came here on Christmas and took the hearts of the Celtics fans, when you got a Jakob Poeltl, now I'm not saying that the game was won or lost because of Jakob Poeltl, but he was a big reason why Toronto was having success in this game. It's a problem. So that's my issue. Now, where I disagree with you is you talked about Tatum getting clapped in his face by Scotty Barnes, right? And he turned the corner calmly, as Tatum does, and went to the rim ferociously. Mm-hmm. I believe he got fouled. Was it marginal? Probably. He's an MVP. He's a strong guy. Should he have finished that? Yes. But I believe he got fouled. You know what I mean? And that's just me being objective. Because sometimes when I say, hey, he should have finished that wasn't, enough to make him miss, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like that on Tatum. You know what I'm saying? But I like that. Okay, he did that. He got fouled. He complained. He complained.
It's Tatum.
And then he went back, played defense on the other end. I believe they got to stop. What did he do again? Go right back to the rim. Got fouled. Now, once again, Tatum, make your free throws. 1 for 2 from the line on that trip. Whatever, they go back on the other end, come back on offense again. What does he do again? Get back to the rim again and kick out because they're sending 3 at him at this point, and he makes the good pass to Horford. Horford airballs it.
Yep.
I can't blame him for that. I like to see that from him, from a team that should be understanding that, hey, if we have off nights, we don't shoot 46 threes, right? They probably would have got to 50. If Tatum would have been like, oh, Mazzulla ball, let me just let this go, right? But they didn't. They got to the rim a couple extra times, which is why it was only 46. Now, from the beginning, though, of the game, it should have been, hey, we're not making anything. Tatum, I'm 1 for 7 in the first quarter. Let me not wait until the third quarter when all of that clapping is in my face. Let me turn it on before then, before somebody has to provoke me to do so. Mm-hmm. Let me be that beast that, I love Kobe, right? Kobe don't have to wait for nobody to make him mad. He looked for a reason for somebody to make him mad. Oh, Toronto, we beat them by 50, and they said they were going to come and win or compete in this game. You ain't competing with nothing. I'm mad. Just cuz. I'm mad because you laced them up. I'm mad for whatever reason. I'm mad because you woke up today and thought you were going to stop Jayson Tatum. How about that? Right? But instead, we wait until 3 quarters into the game to get it done. So, yeah, I'm looking at what Porzingis has said because after the game, he was talking about, I wouldn't tell you if we were splintering, blah, blah, blah. We're going to figure it out, all this other stuff. They're not splintering. I'm not worried about that at all. What I'm worried about is the fact that they're disrespecting their opponents by waiting to see, all right, let's stand straight up and down a lot of these possessions. When are you going to get back to attacking somebody? Remember what Mazzulla said at the beginning of the year? Remember what he said?
What was it?
We were there.
Yeah.
He said that he hopes that the target is
right between their eyes.
His eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's what he hopes for. Now it is. It's game 40, 50, 40, 45. We're halfway through the season almost. And the target is right here. A team remembered. We got smacked at home. And what did they come out with? A lot of energy. Yeah. And what did the Celtics give back? Oh, all right. Stand straight up and down. Maybe we'll try to come back. And, we get hit by a screen and we kind of just stand up and, whatever. They're the Raptors. They'll miss. And the Raptors said, forget that, homie. We tired of getting punked.
We remember that 71.
It's lame.
It's and with the sequence you talk about, and that's the thing. It's like with Tatum, it's a marginal foul, smokes it, misses one of his 2 free throws. Horford misses from the corner. He was 1 for 6 from corner threes in that game. It's lack of focus.
Yeah.
It's with this team time and time again. It's in their defensive execution. Is it hustle? Yeah, it somewhat is. But you look at them, it's like winning loose balls. No, it's there. With the hustle and the focus is on the little things. And that's what makes this team special. The extra passes, knowing when to shoot, knowing when to go to the rim, finishing, showing up. What they did against the Pacers.
Right.
They are dead in the waters, in the playoffs. End of the game, doesn't matter. On the road, they hit the big shots when they need to. That team doesn't have that focus right now, and they need to find it. And the worst timing is it's right before this really tough West Coast stretch. That's when it's coming through.
Yeah.
It's all playoff games. You could have your view of the play-in tournament or not. When you're on the West Coast playing these many games in these many days, what was the slump you would hope they'd shake off in 2025 as that began? You would hope. It's just continued. And it's with the Raptors, where that's a team that has no business staying and keeping up with you on the floor, let alone even keeping up with you and beating you.
Am I worried? I'm not worried. No, I'm not worried, right? I'm just upset because, how many times do people have to get on the internet and make fun of this team for them to finally just punk people from the beginning and then chill? That's how you do it. And when you're as good as they are, I understand. It's a long season, 82 games. These dudes play every single night. I'll give that to them, right? Yeah. But at the same time, you have to go and punk, let everybody know who's winning this game, then we chill. Let them know.
Hey, you guys are enjoying the convo, but check out also Boston has entered the chat. New episodes dropping every Monday through Friday. Wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime. That's Monday through Friday. Boston has entered the chat. Also available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you're watching on Nesson's YouTube page, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. So, Tay, I heard Adam Silver's talking about too many threes, man.
Yeah, that's what the conversation is. I think he's a little right to be talking about this. Colin Cowherd, shout out to him. He asked him the questions, and, Adam had to respond. So we'll take a listen to what he had to say right here.
The hardest question is the last one you asked. What do we do to change it? I agree to the extent that you start to see very similar offenses around the league. Teams have brands, teams have identity. Joe Dumars is a colleague now at the league office, the Bad Boys, etc. I think, the Showtime Lakers. So I recognize that to the extent that offenses start to look very similar, we lose that. At the same time, the league is going through a transformation. Just as you said, players like Victor Wembanyama, players like, Jokic are doing things big men never did historically. It wasn't that long ago, Colin. You'll remember that conversations you had with David Stern, we would bemoan the lack of skill among some players. That there was a sense there was too much physicality around the game.
Yes,
that the play under the basket, that you would have, the Hack-a-Shack era. There were big men that just couldn't shoot free throws. There are no big men anymore who can't shoot. Right. Free throws, just as one comparable from generation to generation, have never been higher. I think we just got to be careful. Like, the one thing I want to do is I don't want to sort of knee-jerk move the three-point line. We're sort of going through a process now, seeing how these players are adapting to the new rules and figuring out if whatever changes we should make. Be honest, I wish it were as simple as just moving the three-point line back, because then we would just do it. Part of the concern from the basketball folks is that if you move the three-point line back, you'll end up sort of just clogging up the area under the basket. And that's not such attractive basketball either. I think this is doable. I think by examining the game and sort of seeing where it's going, it frustrates me a little as well, because it's obviously you're representative of what a fair number of people are saying about the game. And I watch it night in, night out. And we're seeing some of the most incredible athleticism and skill in the history of this league. Again, Victor Wembanyama. But I think you're also saying, too, that if we move the three-point line back and what we ended up with was Victor Wembanyama standing under the basket the whole time and just waiting to dunk, that wouldn't be interesting either.
Right.
So one, I assure you, we are on it. I think it's a very fixable issue. We've gone from, I always tell the story, like Bob Cousy, who, he's around 95 years old, still stays in touch with me. And he'll call me after watching a game and say, I'm so frustrated because the commentators think that what these players are doing, let's say from 28 feet or 30 feet and seemingly just flicking the ball up with their wrists and swishing these three-pointers, that somehow that's easy. He said the skill level is incredible. But he'll also say, I think we all want to see diversity in the offenses. But by the way, one other thing I'll just throw in, I don't think the players are getting enough credit for playing the style of defense they're playing now as well. So it's an incredible game. I know you love the game. It's, the number one participation sport in the United States. You mentioned Caitlin Clark. It's incredible to see what the women are now doing on the floor and the amount of young girls who are playing this game. So as stewards of the game, Joe Dumars leads our competition committee here. We will tweak it. We will correct those issues.
It's a lot coming from a commissioner, man.
It is.
Honestly, the ending point, we will correct those issues.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what are you thinking of those comments today?
I'm thinking how.
Right?
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. He's a really smart guy, and he has a really smart group of people around him. But I'm thinking how.
He kept saying these new rules, these new rules, these new rules. Mm-hmm. What are the new rules?
It's
something. No. And right. I don't expect you to have an answer. I don't have one. But it's like the shift we saw last season, and it comes on the heels of the All-Star games, ending in the totals of the 300s. And all of a sudden, we saw offense drop off, defense get more physical, guys allowed to be bullies out on the perimeter.
Right.
What do you credit at the end? We're not giving enough credit to how these guys defend, right?
Yeah.
So there was a change in a rule. What we know of it, I'm not sure.
Right.
But there's like Adam Silver making phone calls, and rules can be made without it being in a book. It just holds a whistle and it wears zebra stripes. You know what I'm saying? It's,
right.
Hey, you got to officiate the game this way. We got to drive it now more. I'm interested what Adam Silver says with the rules, but man, that was long. He went 3+ minutes on how to fix it because he knows it's serious.
Yeah.
And as we're in the time of the NBA ratings and as we're in the time of the style we're watching, Victor Wembanyama literally doubled his output for 3-point shots and made field goals from his rookie to his sophomore year. Nikola Jokic pretty much doing the same thing. When you look at the top shooters in the NBA, from three, percentage-wise, Sabonis, Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns. Those are three of the top 6. Now, Cat, that's been his game. But those are 3 bigs, 3 centers within your top 6, right?
Right.
And especially Nikola Jokic. And credit to him, Tay. He's like, bro, I'm tired, man. I've been getting beat up down there. I got all these scratches on me. I'm just going to start shooting this damn thing. I'm not going to care.
Yeah.
And he's adapted that to his game. But then all of a sudden, when you just see it, it's up and down. It's 3-point shots. When you compare it to what we saw over this summer with the Olympics, that's basketball, man. That's versatility in games. It's different styles. It's playing half court. It's playing full court. It's shooting. It's attacking the rim. It's set pieces. It's everything you want. I'm interested. But Adam Silver and Pat, he's passionate about that, Tay. That raises my antenna, man.
Yeah, and I think it should raise your antenna. My only issue is like, I think it's going to fix itself. You know what I mean? I don't think that the league should intervene at all. To be honest with you, I don't think Adam Silver or the NBA should do anything with the game.
Yeah.
The game has ebbs and flows. There was times where people were shooting way too many mid-range jumpers, and it was inefficient, and it was crazy. Dudes were shooting over everybody, and there were some teams that had success with it, a.k.a. the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, you know what I mean, Carmelo, wherever he was, the Knicks, Nuggets, right? But there were some teams that did it, and it was extremely ugly and extremely inefficient, right?
Yeah.
They didn't win games. It's the same way here with the scoring. Like, I'm looking at 3-point attempts right now as we're recording this, and like the Nuggets are a good team in the West, right? They're dead last in 3-point attempted per game. Dead last. Pacers, who we think of as a great offensive team, right? They're 28th. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Clippers, who have been having great performances, performing way better than what people think they should have been this season, right? And they're 26. The Knicks, top team in the East, 25. And I could keep going, you know what I mean? Even when you look at the teams that are at the top, of course the Celtics are shooting 49. The champs, right? Second in the East.
Yeah.
You look at Cleveland, they're at 5th. Great, 100%. But then you go over to the Western Conference and you look at the Thunder, they're at 11th. You know what I'm saying? They're only shooting, how many is it? 38 a game. You know what I mean? Compared to the 49 that the Celtics are shooting. I think that at first, at the beginning of the season, right, everyone saw what the Celtics did, and they were like, hey, we got to compete with that. We got to shoot. Shoot it 8 times, because that's the way to win, right? It's a copycat league.
Yeah.
But now as teams are starting to find their identity, notice hey, shooting as many threes doesn't work for us. We have Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? We have Jokic, who's a good three-point shooter, but he's not a great three-point shooter.
Yep.
That doesn't work for us. Let's go back to what works for us. And now you see the Denver Nuggets climbing up the standings, being last in three-point attempts because they're figuring out their own game. I think we got a little too early to the, hey, too many threes.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the season, people are watching. But as we go over to the end of the season and the season gets towards the middle at least, people stop paying attention and they just start spouting stuff on Twitter saying, oh, these teams are shooting too many threes, but they're box score warriors. Go watch the games. Some of these teams are good at it and some of them are not.
Yeah. You even look at like Celtics 1, Bulls, Hornets, Warriors 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Nets, what are they, 8th in the NBA in three-point attempts?
Yeah.
They're ass. It's bad.
Yeah.
So that's where it goes. And that's where I agree with the game will correct itself. They'll like moving the three-point line back or adding a 4-point line. Like, all right, good for Dame, good for Steph. Like, go have fun with that. But like, no. Because that is like basketball has been basketball. Maybe bring hand checking back.
Yeah.
As the NBA did quietly, I believe, allowing them to defend beyond the perimeter. Bring that back as well. Like if it's just simple in a rule like that. But with what the great teams are doing, what the smart teams do, with one of the more successful teams we've seen like all throughout. Mm-hmm. My favorite team to watch when it comes to the day-to-day in the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's been this way since last season. It's nothing crazy. I'm not coming high here.
Right.
But it's the Thunder. And they have so many multiples. They have multiple ball handlers, multiple shooters, multiple scorers. And it's not all threes.
Yeah.
SGA was a merchant around the rim. Now he's bringing in that three-point shot. But J. Will, J. Dub, Isaiah Joe, all these guys they got, how to fill out that team. It's finding shots and it's good looks.
Yeah.
I think the best point that you make, though, is look at the Nuggets and look at what they're doing. Look at the Clippers. Look at the Lakers, playoff teams.
Right.
Those are 3 of the 5 bottom in the league in three-point attempts.
Right.
And they're in the postseason look. So we'll see. Yeah, whenever I hear, like, just move the three-point line back, stop. Stop it. Yeah. And then you hear people going, well, I'd rather watch college basketball than the NBA. It's a better product. Look, I love college basketball. I love watching basketball, period.
Yeah.
You're not going to watch, you do not prefer to watch Xavier against Villanova, final score 74-72. You do not prefer that.
No
Just
one
honest.
does. Yeah, no one does.
You don't prefer Duke UCLA, final score 81-7. You do not stop. Stop lying to yourself. Rock fights, man. Rock fights.
Facts. All right, man. Let's talk about this, man. There's supposedly a new basketball league that might be popping up in
the time of year, I guess.
To rival the NBA. I don't know. With all the ratings that we've been talking about. But you see here on your tweet, on your screen, a group of investors advised by LeBron James' business partner Maverick Carter is reportedly looking to raise $5 billion to form an international basketball league to rival the NBA per business. Now, look. I've already read. I'm going to let you know right now. LeBron James is not a part of this. This is reportedly, right? Maverick Carter is an advisor to this group. Yeah. That has nothing to do with LeBron. I want to make sure that is very, very, very clear. But George, do you think that this league has any shot at, creating something special?
Man, I hear it and I get it. I need to hear details of this though. Like international, so you're gonna have U.S.-based teams playing European teams. Yeah. U.S. to Canada, U.S. to Mexico, South America.
So, allegedly, there's supposed to be 6 men's and women's teams in 8 different cities internationally. I don't know exactly what that means.
Are we in Saudi Arabia?
I have no idea what that means. I just know that international is the term that they are using.
Yeah. Look, what I think all of this is LeBron James wants to be an owner in the NBA one day.
Yes.
They raise the money. They get the equity. They have the stakes. They need $5 billion.
Yes.
$5 billion.
Yes.
Not million. $1 billion.
Yes.
To get this league off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is trying to build equity because he wants to own that NBA team one day. Now that guy's worth $1 billion as is, but to be an owner,
he is not involved, George. I'm not saying that he's involved. He's not involved. Yeah, that's the report.
Maverick Carter's involved.
Yes.
Yes.
Reportedly.
Yes. If this thing gets off the ground and running. I mean, who says that? That's where it gets the one that catches me to rival the NBA.
Yeah.
Stop. What are we going to bring back the ABA? These are guys, businessmen like a Maverick Carter.
Yeah.
Building out the portfolio. And then all of a sudden, Maverick Carter's owning stuff over here, International Basketball League. LeBron James is owning over here in the NBA. These are guys that are boys. They're business partners.
Yeah.
It's keeping your people with you and putting them in rooms they wouldn't get in otherwise. Maverick Carter's done it. He's pushed it. He's done that. It's building a way to one day get that NBA team for LeBron. And whatever, man. This basketball league over here, if it works, get the marketing behind it.
Yeah.
It's taking Euro basketball from the only time you hear about it is draft talk to European basketball actually being a thing.
Yeah, I'll give him that. I'm a little worried because which is why I keep saying, hey, LeBron is not involved. Is that if David Stern was commissioner, he wouldn't even have let this news get out. He would have had this thing wrapped up, buttoned up. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't want any involvement with any of our players' names being out there with international leagues or rival leagues or anything like that. So I was just a little worried because I know LeBron, it's been reported that he wants to be an NBA owner someday once he finishes and once he retires. And I was a little worried with this information coming out. And as you read and heard from my voice, like his name is being attached to this, even though he's not. It's his business partner. But he is not involved. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
If you're not attached, and this is all, you don't put Maverick Carter in this too. You know? Because it's LeBron, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter. Like those are the guys.
Grown men.
Those are the guys.
All three of them can do whatever they want. They're all grown men and they're individuals. I can't tell you what to do, George.
Yes.
And you can't tell me what to do, even though you my boy.
Hey. If you are in the NBA,
yes,
and then I'm starting an international basketball league, yes, we work together. People aren't connecting us like this, though. They're smart. They know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
There's something to it. Is it LeBron directly? I don't know, but we could see.
Yeah, we'll see. All
Equity, businessman, the opportunities. That's what LeBron wants.
Yeah. All right. Tell us about Foxborough Rush, dog.
Hey, man, we got a good episode of Foxborough Rush coming out. Wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime. It's new episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Latest episode, Keegan Stiefel and I talk through the Patriots, picking number 4 overall, what their options could be, what their plans need to be more importantly. I make the case for 2 general manager candidates that I want because we need someone leading the front office there in New England. And then we wrap things up talking Drake May's engagement, man. Congrats to the guy. That's Foxborough Rush. Available on Spotify, Amazon Prime, Apple, iHeart, and you can watch on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well. All right, let's do it, Tay. My favorite time, baby.
Wicked or kick it. Let's go. All right, we're starting off with a nice guy that we were just talking about because he doesn't shoot threes. Russell Westbrook. Shout out to the Nuggets for this photo, man. And let's do it, George. What do you think?
Brody be Brody.
Not the deep side. Not the deep side.
I'm not ready to make it wicked. I'm not ready to kick it. Tay always gives me the photos. I'm going to zoom in on my screen. I got my laptop with me. All right. I like the jacket.
Okay. That's it. That's it.
Bro, it's just like the pants are always tough for me.
What's wrong with the pants, dog?
But then the Timbs match the hat.
Yeah.
The pants are tough to get around, but you know what? Shout out our director, Ryan, zooming in on this. Love it. I'm going to go wicked on this.
What's wrong with the pants?
I don't know. But that's me, man. That's my cup of tea. When it comes to me in pants, I keep it simple.
All right, that's
you
fair.
won't catch me in cargos. You won't catch me in camo.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you know what? I know what I know. I know what I am.
So look,
I keep it simple when it comes to the pants.
So look, I'm not a UCLA Bruins fan. You know what I mean? I was coached by a UCLA Bruin in high school. I feel like UCLA Bruins surround my life, and I am a fan of them. I've always been a fan of Russell Westbrook. I've always been a fan of Kevin Love. I've always been a fan of Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I think this one is wicked. This fit just reminds me of the old UCLA Bruin Bear, logo, like the one in the 90s, like the ones that the, real 90s winning, running around, UCLA, Matt Barnes, BD kind of days. And this fit just reminds me of that. So I'm going to go wicked on this one as well. I don't think it's Russell Westbrook's best fit, but I do really like this fit. I think this one is like an 8.9. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to give it a 9.0 for shout out to the UCLA 90s teams, man. So,
9.
Yep. This one's wicked for me.
7.2. 7.2.
That's fair. All right. And by the way, shout out to Russell Westbrook for also being a great, great player now. He's doing his Russell Westbrook thing, getting triple doubles. And he just recently passed Vince Carter on the all-time scoring list in the NBA at number 21. So shout out to him for that. All right. Now for the next guy, we got a picture from League Fits. This is Colin Sexton from the Utah Jazz. George, what do you think of this one?
Wicked. I like it.
Okay.
As a guy that said no camo for me in the pants, it goes.
Quick.
It goes. Varsity jacket on this one. Camo, I think he's going white tee under. The simplicity of the white socks.
Yeah.
With the blue and white shoes. The shoes matching the jacket.
Yeah.
Camo tying it together. Kind of insane, mid-January I'm giving this in Utah wearing shorts. But, hey, Sexton, do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's a wicked. Simple. Easy, nothing crazy. I really like the varsity jacket with all the patches on it.
Yeah.
Is that his actual varsity jacket?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, it says Supreme on it.
So, yeah.
I saw those patches by the pockets for his hands. I'm like, that might actually be his.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think he played baseball.
I give it. You never know. This is an 8.4 for me.
Okay.
Simplicity, easy.
All right, I respect that. Now look, I'm not gonna waste any time just like you. This one's kicking for me, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why, George.
What?
Because I remember wearing fits like this in high school, and while high school was a great time, I'd look back and cringe at myself just like everyone else does from their high school years. So this is a personal one for me, a personal attack on my own high school fashion. I definitely had these cargos, but I wore them all the way down. Camo cargos all the way down to the pants length, all the way down to my ankles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go kick it on this one. Does it look good on him? Not really, to be honest. It looks a little, just the proportions just don't look right. Something's off here. He's got the capri camo shorts, cargo edition. He's got the white socks with the black shirt. I mean, the black jacket. I just don't. There's something off about it. All right, it's not the worst fit ever, but I'm just gonna go kick it on this one. I'm gonna give it a 5.3. 5.3.
It is. It's just high school vibes, though. That's it. My guy's just showing up. Sometimes simplicity's easy. Yeah, exactly. It's like breaking dancing.
High School Musical was filmed out in Utah, so I had to break that one.
Was it filmed in Utah?
Yeah. Also, by the way, quickly before we move
surprise
on,
me.
did you see that he was yelling at Isaiah Collier the other day before Isaiah Collier hit the game winner?
No.
So there was like the possession before or whatever. Really quickly, Isaiah Collier gets the inbounds, or the rebound was thrown out to him. The outlet pass was thrown out to him, and Colin Sexton wanted the ball. So he's clapping for the ball. He's real animated. So he's clapping for the ball, yelling, whatever. Isaiah Collier waves him off and walks the ball up the court, right? And gets an 8-second call. So they get to the timeout. He's crashing out on him on the bench like, hey, Rook, hey, young fella, you got to do this and this and that. This is how we do things or whatever. And Isaiah Collier responded by going and getting the bucket. So shout out to him and winning the game. So.
I know. I saw it right off, right past midcourt. Take it to the hoop strong, man.
Yep.
Redemption.
Yeah.
Redemption, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Jazz, in that front office, they've been hitting on their late round draft picks.
Yeah.
Isaiah Collier's, the Filipowskis.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge, baby.
Hey, he knows what he's doing. He's trying to, knock AJ DeMensa over there too. Let's see if that happens. But all right, last and final one. Shout out to League Fits and shot by Fredo for this one. This is Chet Holmgren. How do you feel about this one, George?
Do I even got to look at the pants, bro?
Yeah.
What are we doing here, Chet? Chet, what are we doing here? I know
you're not rocking.
I know you're 7'7", string bean and all. The jacket too?
Not the string bean.
Kick it, bro. Kick it.
Oh man, I think we're misaligned on this one. Honestly, this is crazy. We're going opposite of each other every single time, George. This one is wicked.
No,
7 footer. Yeah, wicked.
No.
George. Wicked.
No.
You sound like a boomer on this one. This
it's not.
fit is fire. This fit is dope as heck. I mean, I can see him walking on Fashion Week with this fit. This fit doesn't miss. I mean, he's got the blazer, sports coat up top.
Yeah.
He's got the nice chains, nicely layered, not too flashy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got the nice sunglasses on.
Okay.
He's got the jeans. I don't even know how you describe these jeans.
I can't lie. Gray, brown.
Washed, gray, black.
Yeah, what he's got on is nice. I'm not saying it's not nice. It doesn't look good.
Tims.
It doesn't look good.
No, it looks good.
It does not look good.
No, it looks good.
This is an unserious fit.
No, it is an unserious fit. But this fit is seriously tough. So you're wrong. This is seriously wicked.
Why is it you with the call? Why is it not me? Hold on. Vito, you're wrong. This is kick it. This is kick it all the way. I'll stand here and go, you know what? It's fine. We're differences. Bro, this is objectively awful. This is a 0. This is probably the most polarizing wicked or kick it fit we've ever seen. No, Tate, you're wrong. This looks bad. If it looked good on him, I would at least say, it doesn't look good.
Oh, my.
He's got nice things. Yeah, fine. Does not look good.
All right, George. It is what it is, bro. I don't even have nothing else to say about that, man. Look.
It felt nice for once. But you're like, no, you're wrong. Like, no, you're wrong. Man shouts at clouds.
I don't want no smoke, dog.
Hey, make sure to check out the latest episode of Respect Her Game wherever you get your podcasts. You guys know we always got the best hosts on that show. And hey, it's Women's Beanpot Week over here in Boston and on Nesson. Been great games from the first Tuesday of the tournament. Now into the second Tuesday, we're seeing the championship game heating up in the Garden as well. Check out Respect Her Game for more breakdowns, interviews, sound from the players and coaches, and all in the tournament. That's Respect Her Game wherever you get your podcasts. All right, man. So we were talking about more basketball leagues. I like this one, though.
Yeah.
You know why? Because there's an idea to it.
Uh-oh.
Unrivaled is a thing. Like, there's structure. So Unrivaled, for those of you that may not know, it was founded by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. 3-on-3 women's basketball league. And it starts Friday night, tonight, January, ends in March. All the games will be played in Miami. It's 3v3, 6 teams, 6 players. That is 36 athletes from the WNBA. No Caitlin Clark, no Asia Wilson, but they got the rest of the big names. Mm-hmm. Average salary floor higher than the WNBA.
Yeah.
The players get equity in the league. You know what equity is? TV deals, jersey sales, ticket sales. So you're making more than you make in the WNBA, and then, hey, you perform well, you promote it, you put your all into it, you make the games good, competitive, you get even more from that. Mm-hmm. Good for them putting this together, and I think it's brilliant. You put it in Miami, and it's something to keep those WNBA players from needing to go to Russia, Germany, wherever. They could stay in the States, play hoop, and make a living.
Yeah, it's a great deal. And obviously they have a couple of people who are not even in professional sports yet, with Paige Becker and Flaugier getting in on this deal as well. They'll be a part of it in 2026. I can't wait to see them. But, I mean, what a star-studded class. You said Caitlin Clark's not here, Asia Wilson's not here. I won't waste too much time on them. They're missing out because you got Stewie, you got Nafisa, you got Angel Reese, you got Kelsey Plum, you got Brittany Griner, you got Skylar Diggins, you got Chelsea Gray. I mean, what else can you ask for? You know what I mean? You got Cameron Brink who will be in it next year. She's hurt right now, but she's already a part of it.
Sabrina Ionescu, Dejanay Carrington,
man,
Rakia
Natasha
Jackson.
Cloud.
Yep.
I mean, what else? What else do you want? I mean, the WNBA should be shaking in their boots a little bit right now because this league is gonna be fire, and it's player owned. I mean, 2 of the greatest. I mean, they were both MVP candidates last year. Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, 2 great teams that they play for as well, are heading this league, and they're just saying, hey, we're doing this right for our group of people, and whoever's in with us, we're rocking with them, and we're going to go straight to the top. I mean, they have a TNT deal already, year 1, before they even played a game.
Yep.
So they're making it easy for you to watch, easy for you to access, which the WNBA was very, very hard to access up until this year. And even this year, it was still a little bit, harder. Not everybody has Disney Plus, but a lot of people got Max. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
I already got it.
I'm just saying.
Easy.
A lot of people got Max. Not a lot of people got Disney Plus. So shout out to Unrivaled. This is a great league. I cannot wait to watch. I'm going to be locked in. Them having the shorter court, 70 feet opposed to the 94 feet for the professional game. Full court, 3-on-3. It's going to be live action. It's going to be quick. They have some great female broadcasters in this. Lisa Leslie is going to be a broadcaster for this. I can't wait to hear her. She always gives great insight.
Bro, they got a 1v1 tournament.
Man.
Winner of that gets $250K on top of what they're making.
We've been asking for that in the NBA for years. They gave it to us.
Give me the queen of the court. I want to see who that is. Same thing, king of the court. That is going to be unreal, man.
Yes.
You get a Chelsea Granddad, a Rico Gumbawale? Like, come on.
Hey, Arike is for our NBA fans who don't know much about the WNBA, Arike is basically Kyrie on steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, she is going at you.
Yeah.
She has every move in her bag. I mean, she is a special watch. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. I can't wait to see her in the one-on-one competition.
I'm all about the Mist BC.
Yeah,
Dejanay
Mist.
Carrington, Aaliyah Edwards,
Yeah.
Rakia Jackson, Jewel Lloyd, Breonna Stewart.
That team is going to be tough to
That's
beat.
deep.
That team is going to be tough to beat.
Bro, what I love about it too, and also like pay you mind, the people involved in this league say something to me too.
Yeah.
Giannis, Don Staley, investors, Michael Phelps, Coco Gauff,
Yeah.
Juju Watkins. Power of NIL is amazing.
Yeah.
But that's where they're at in this, man. And for the smartest thing too, it's from January to March, everything's in Miami. In a destination, a place the players want to go to. They didn't pull some BS. No, we're gonna put this in Kansas City, in T-Mobile Center, because they only use that for the Big 12 tournament. That's it.
Yeah.
No. They're making it appealing to the players with the money, with the location, with the buildup of it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when Breonna Stewart and Afisa Collier, good for them. The WNBA should be worried because this is a structure that makes it easily accessible, fun, easily digestible.
Yep.
And we're going to see players that don't work out in the WNBA level, like
Yes.
from LSU and Louisville, Vandersloot.
Yep.
No, I'm thinking of someone else. Sorry. But we're going to see people that were 3-on-3 in Olympics
Yeah.
work out in this. Like, it's a whole different type of skill set.
Man, I can't
and
wait
again,
to
why
see
a player like Arike can eat.
Right. I can't wait to see Haley Van Lith in this. I know she's probably
Yeah.
going to be a part of this great USA 3-on-3 player, you know? So
Yeah.
I think that you're completely right. All right, George, let's finish it off here with League Pass games before we get out of here. What League Pass game are you paying attention to as we head into the weekend?
Not an easy sale because the Mavs are without Kyrie and Luka, but Thunder, bro. Thunder at Mavericks,
Yeah.
8:30 at night, settling in, getting under the covers, and throwing on League Pass. I'm going to watch my OKC Thunder.
you're OKC Thunder.
My.
Now? Oh, nah, you're doing too much, dog. But I'm going to give you
Why?
a game.
Because I don't want to watch your Lakers?
No, they're not my Lakers. I'm not watching them for that reason. Now, I'm telling you right now, Nets at Lakers tonight, 10:30
your Lakers. There you go. I didn't even know you picked that
Eastern.
game.
Look, here's the reason that I'm picking it, though.
Yeah.
D-Lo revenge game.
Yeah.
I always tell Travis, I love petty basketball. I love petty hoops.
Yep.
I can't wait to see D-Lo go in there now. They got smacked. I mean, the Clippers smacked the Nets by almost 60, 59.
Yep.
So I'm not
Nets
sure
suck.
it's going to be a good game. But I can tell you this. If D-Lo is playing, because he was hurt in that game, if he's playing, he will be petty. I can see him at least having 25.
Man, we got T-Wolves at Knicks, too. In the Garden, Ant-Man?
Man.
Nah, I like that D-Lo revenge game. I'm about that.
Yeah.
Thunder Mavs, what could be? Luka, man, get back on the floor. Kyrie, get back on the floor. Be all buckets there. Hey, he's Ountae Campbell. I'm George Bleckchi. This is Hold My Banner. Appreciate you guys making us a part of your day and tuning in. Make sure to get new episodes every day of the week, wherever they drop. Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime. You can also watch on Nesson's YouTube page as well. Hit the subscribe button. He's Ountae. I'm George Bleckchi. You guys have a great one. We'll see you next week. Have a good one, everyone.
Peace.